We're not your dad's Conservative Party anymore.
In the waning days of this campaign, Erin O'Toole is trying to rebrand his team. But to help, the party brought out a grandfather of modern conservatism, Brian Mulroney.
He will bring honour and accomplishment to the position of Prime Minister of Canada.
The endorsement of the former progressive Conservative Prime Minister comes as the party is trying to move past controversies involving climate change and vaccination. Cheryl Gallant was forced to take down videos denying climate science, and Tuesday, Conservative Ted Falk was forced to apologize for spreading misinformation about vaccines, claiming you were 13 times more likely to die from the Delta variant if you were double vaccinated than if you were unvaccinated.
The candidate in question apologized and clarified the record.
So, about that rebranding?
I am a new leader with a new style. I've said that many times.
Here in Quebec, a resurgence of the Bloc Québécois could stunt any gains the Conservatives were hoping to make. Senior party sources tell Global News they feel more seats for the Bloc mean fewer for the Liberals, possibly paving the way for a Conservative government. Jeff?
Thanks, Mike. And that tightening race could also change how Canadians vote. Instead of choosing the candidate they support, people may choose to vote strategically. But as Robin Gill explains, the NDP leader hopes that people will vote based on their values.
Jagmeet Singh is on your side. That's what the New Democrats want voters to believe. But two NDP candidates have left his side just ahead of Election Day.
These candidates made a decision to leave. I think that was the right decision.
Toronto's Sydney Coles tweeted unsubstantiated claims that Israel had taken away supplies of the COVID-19 vaccine. Then there's Nova Scotia's Dan Osborne. Back in 2019, he apparently tweeted at Oprah Winfrey, asking, was Auschwitz a real place? The party says both agreed to learn more about anti-Semitism, but Singh didn't demand they quit. Now he's left to apologize for them.
Anti-Semitism is real. We're seeing a scary rise.
But this doesn't appear to be hurting the New Democrats, according to party strategists. They're holding steady with 21% support from those polled.
It feels like the NDP vote is more solid than it's been in the past when it comes to the strategic voting play of the Liberals. The likability factor, Jagmeet Singh is the most popular leader out there right now.
The NDP leader is resonating the most in British Columbia, third place in Ontario, and essentially in last place in Quebec. Its greatest threat is a familiar one, bleeding progressive votes to the Liberals, who stand a better chance of forming government. For now, Singh is still playing offense.
There is a cost to voting for Mr. Trudeau.
The NDP has the opportunity here to hold the balance of power in this tight race. Pollsters say don't discount those advance votes because they account for 25% of the ballot count. And there's one other factor, more mail-in ballots this time around. Jeff?
Thanks, Robin. This campaign has turned particularly ugly at times. As Abigail Bimman reports, candidates of all stripes are facing verbal and even physical aggression.
2 people have been charged, in one case assault with a weapon, in another uttering threats after 2 separate Justin Trudeau Ontario campaign events. Monday, Sudbury Liberal candidate Mark Soray was pinned against a wall in his campaign office. A woman who now faces charges allegedly hit his hands to stop him from recording her and later confronted him at his car, banging on the hood.
I've always done positive campaigns, but it's been a challenging few weeks.
A growing list of candidates have experienced hate and vandalism along the trail.
It's a small, narrow group of people that are obviously frustrated about our government's strong position in fighting against COVID.
I have felt anger and hate. Many of my signs have been vandalized. My constituency office storefront has been vandalized. The police are involved.
And it's not just Liberals.
Without a mask on, they pushed one of our volunteers, took a swing at them and then spit in their face. It was a very serious incident.
This Conservative candidate in Kitchener says police are investigating. We've seen many Trudeau protesters hold People's Party of Canada signs. In condemning the Trudeau stone thrower, leader Maxime Bernier says he's not immune and had an egg thrown at him.
I had a brick thrown through my window at home. I was called all kinds of names. I mean, that's fairly standard operating procedure.
Former Deputy Prime Minister Sheila says what's different now is social media's power to help mobilize rage.
I think the number of incidents, and the boldness of the people that are tracking the Prime Minister is quite scary.
It's all about the social media ecosystem, in particular, I think, in the echo chambers that are built up there, that people, find themselves, inadvertently being pulled into some of these venues.
No one has a catch-all answer about where all this hate is coming from. I asked Trudeau whether he's telling candidates to step up safety or security considerations. He said, absolutely. Abigail Bimman, Global News, Fredericton.
Global News has learned exclusive new details involving the military police investigation into Canada's former defence chief. General Jonathan Vance will not face any further charges. Mercedes Stevenson joins us now with the details. Mercedes.
Jeff, Canada's former top soldier, retired General Jonathan Vance, is above the law. Military law, that is. That's according to the Department of National Defence. Global News has learned that the military justice system is unable to prosecute Vance due to his high rank, meaning Vance is untouchable by military courts. A senior source told Global News it would not be possible to prosecute Vance or any other chief of the defense staff in a court-martial for a breach of military law, including sexual misconduct. That would also apply to Admiral Art MacDonald, the chief of the defense staff who had to step aside amid a probe into sexual misconduct. The military justice system requires the judge to outrank the accused, and nobody outranks a four-leaf general or admiral. That means the most powerful officers in the military cannot be held accountable by their own justice system. An indictment of the system and a concern victims and experts have raised repeatedly, that sexual misconduct was endemic at the senior levels of the forces, in part due to a perception of invincibility. Government and military officials had dismissed the concerns about the military justice system's ability to hold senior officers accountable. Vance is still facing a charge of obstructing justice in criminal court, the result of a police investigation that alleges he instructed Major Kelly Brennan to lie about their past relationship. A senior source told Global News a charge in the criminal justice system was the only option investigators could pursue. In a recent report, retired Supreme Court Justice Maurice Fish warned that the military justice system may not be able to deliver justice when the accused holds the rank of lieutenant general or higher. The question now is whether the next government will create an independent military watchdog that reports to Parliament, something both Conservative leader Erin O'Toole and NDP leader Jagmeet Singh committed to. Liberal leader Justin Trudeau would not commit to that yet when asked today, saying he was waiting on the advice of experts. Jeff?
All right, Mercedes Stevenson in Ottawa, thanks. Well, get ready to dig deeper. Coming up, soaring inflation, why your grocery bill is going up.